Good afternoon, Debt Free Mafia. Good morning, good evening. I'm so glad that you're here. Hey, it is almost that time of year, right? It's right around the corner. We're going to have Christmas. Santa Claus will be here. We'll be hanging out with our family, and we're going to be enjoying a little bit of time off from work. And if you're like me, you're a gift giver, and you look forward to it because you're able to give gifts. But however, a lot of us aren't able to spend what we want to be able to spend on gifts. We're a lot limited because we're on our financial journey. We're either trying to become debt-free, boost to that emergency fund, pay that house off early, or be able to invest like a crazy person. Either if any of those are your goal, and you're just trying to trim some fat in the budget, and you want some inexpensive Christmas gift ideas, I've got them for you here today, and I really want to talk through my top 10, almost did 5, top 10 favorite inexpensive Christmas ideas for you and your family to implement. And I will be honest, the very last one is my favorite. I'm going to talk about it here in just a little bit. It's the one that we're actually doing, so be sure to stick around so you can check out what we're going to be doing to save a little bit of money with our Christmas budget. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. Well, let me introduce myself real quick. My name's Rick. I'm a financial coach. I'm the owner of the Debt Free Mafia. If you're about the debt-free lifestyle and you want to become financially bulletproof, go ahead, hit subscribe. We'd love to have you here. But we are going to jump into it officially now. So, guys, let's talk about this. This is probably one of my favorite ones because I think this can go so many different ways. This is a really good one for your spouse, or it could be for like granny, or anybody really would work well for. Works really well for spouses, but that's going to be a personalized coupon book. You can be as creative as you want to with it, and you can come up with 5, 10, 15 different personalized coupons that you can give to a family member. Some of them might be you'll cook dinner for the night, or it could be date night. We'll get somebody to watch the kids, or we'll watch the kids for your date night, depending on who you're giving it to. It could be one back rub, right? It could be one hanky panky. Or it could be things like I'll mow the lawn. I'll do your chores for a week. It could go. The list goes on and on. I'll let you be creative because you know who you're giving it to. Make sure it caters to them. But it's just one way to give them a coupon book that they can redeem going forward. It's thoughtful, and it doesn't cost you hardly anything, right? You can go to places like Hobby Lobby and buy just a little bit of supplies to make it look good if you want to. Dudes probably aren't going to be that way. You're probably going to grab an index card. I'm a big index card guy. And you could use that as well, and then just try to put in a pretty card, and get a pretty card maybe to go with it, or whatever it might be. So, okay, next one is going to be homemade food recipes. So this one is actually really special to a lot of people. If you are known for cooking, this is really good for you. What I would like for you to do is write down a recipe, all the ingredients and how you specifically do it. Because for example, my mom and my mother-in-law both make really good enchiladas, but they make them totally different. They don't taste the same, but they both taste amazing. So that's one area where it'd be great to have those recipes going forward. I've also met grandmothers who had special sugar cookie recipes, right, that they would pass down. And I would encourage you to handwrite it, because handwritten stuff is a lot more thoughtful, and also especially if you're a grandparent or great-grandparent or whatever it might be, being able to pass that on to a family member would be really special, because they'll have your handwritten recipe on how to make something. And I know my mom still has recipes from her mom that are handwritten, and it's sentimental, right? So you can also not only just do the handwritten recipes, you can include the ingredients. I'm sure you've probably seen some people do this before, but it's like, here's my famous brownies, and they'll do a mason jar full of all the ingredients that are all ready to go, right? Be like, just add 2 eggs or whatever it might be. So I think that's a really good option. You can put some inexpensive bows or ribbons on it, make it look good. That's a good option. Okay, same thing. So we're going to keep continuing on the recipe side. You don't even have to include the recipe. You can just make your famous brownies, caramel, taffy, whatever it is that you, if you're handy in the kitchen and you enjoy making sweets, that's a great option. If they love your sweets, don't just bring them to dinner, wrap them up, and give them like a frozen supply that they can continue to eat. I remember specifically I had a grandmother who would make homemade caramel, and it was my favorite caramel ever. It still is my favorite caramel ever, and I looked more forward to the caramel than I ever did the gifts, believe it or not. So, and I believe one year she gave me a tin full of caramel, and I was extremely happy. my dentist was not, but I was extremely happy. And this also continues the next one. It's going to be number 3. It's kind of continuing on the trend of food. But one gift that I know we've received that I thought was really good was jams or jellies, right? That I've had some family members provide Sandhill plum jelly, which I really enjoyed, right? That's not something you can go and get at the store. And plus, we had family members make it. Super good on a biscuit. Really enjoy it. And it's easy because all you need to do is get mason jars and some sugar and fruit of your choice. I'm not an expert on making jellies or jam. I don't even know the difference between those two. So if you know the difference between those two, let me know below in the comments because I don't really know. Next, we're going to have inexpensive gift cards. So I know that this is going to have a more expensive value depending on how much you put on the card. However, I would encourage that if you were kind of somebody who's getting a lot of small, inexpensive gifts, maybe you could get a big pack of like $5 gift cards to maybe like McDonald's or Starbucks or H-E-B if you're in Texas like me, whatever it might be. Those can be really good little stocking stuffers, our inexpensive gift cards. You don't have to drop $50 on it. Drop 15 because I'm not gonna lie, we use up gift cards here whether they have $5 or $100. So, and I'm sure you probably feel the same way. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go on to I believe this is number 6. So we got keepsakes from deceased relatives. And I know that this one kind of sounds just a little bit, it can sound just a little bit morbid. However, there's something that you have maybe inherited from a passed on relative, and they gave it to you, and you're like, it's very special to me. But who I think it would be special to is little Billy or whoever it is, right? That's a really good opportunity to give something up of yours that means something to you, to give it to somebody else who it's going to mean something to. Recently, my wife's great-grandmother passed away, and something that she inherited that meant a lot for her was a broken wooden spoon. And she just remembers making homemade Play-Doh with it and that broken spoon. So it's very sentimental to her, and that's, if you can think of something that's laying around the house that you want to give to somebody that was from a relative that maybe the kids don't know or somebody doesn't know or didn't know very well, you can give them that. I think that's a really thoughtful thing to do, and it doesn't cost anything. Oh yeah, I will note this. My mom gave me her actual stitched Terrell Davis jersey because I'm a huge Bronco fan. I mean, it's like the actually stitched letters were stitched on. She gave that to me for Christmas, and that meant a ton to me because I remember her she'd wear that going to Bronco games, and it's going to be very special to me for a long time. Okay, next is going to be kind of similar to those coupons, but if you have a skill or maybe you have a job that is a service-related job or whatever it might be, think about gifting that. Maybe you have a lawn care business and you're giving all the family members one premium lawn care job where you go and mow their yard and edge it and make it look really good and get it into tip-top shape and give it that professional look. Or maybe you're just a really skilled knitter. Maybe you're good at being able to knit hats or socks or whatever it is, and you can make some really funny stuff and be able to give that away. Or maybe you're just good at web designers. I don't know, something like that, and you've got a relative who has a business and you can offer tips and tricks on how to up their website, whatever it might be. Granted, you want to make sure that you got a good feel of whether they would appreciate that or not. But if you've got a gift, skill, service that you can offer up as a gift, it might take you're really sacrificing your time as your gift on that kind of stuff. So you might think about doing that because it won't cost you anything and it'll mean a lot to them. Okay, so here's another option. If you're into giving physical gifts and you might not be the most creative person, this is a little more time intensive, but start going to garage sales on Saturday mornings. Wake up early, sacrifice that time, go to garage sales. You would not believe how many things you'll find at garage sales that are unopened and are really good products. And you can get it for really inexpensive. So that's something you might go and look at as garage sales. If there's something there that you think somebody would really like and you can get it for pennies on the dollar, that might be a really, really good option for you. Okay, next, if you have somebody in your life that has some sort of journal that they like to write in, maybe it's like a prayer journal or a Bible study journal or maybe just a personal journal, whatever it is, You can get really good looking, inexpensive journals, and something I would encourage you to do is to write a note on the inside saying, hey, this is, just basically building them up, putting all kinds of really nice stuff in there. And then something that I think is really special is throughout that journal in random spots, write at least 10 different affirmations that you think about that person. It could be like, hey, so-and-so, I think you are awesome at this. I think you do a really good job at this. You're a great father. You're an awesome mother. You are a really special person. Whatever it is, you can write those affirmations in there, because I don't know about you, but it'd be really great to have something where I'm constantly reminded that somebody thinks that I'm good at something or great at something, right? You're affirming, you're building them up. They can use that journal going forward to be poured into and be built up in it. So I think that's a really good option too, really thoughtful as well. Because I remember I was given a book, and the note that was written inside from an aunt one time was more meaningful to me than the book itself, and it was very encouraging. So, okay, last one. This one's the one I was excited about. This is the one that we're going to be doing, and that is going to be having a photo shoot of the family so that we can get all of our pictures done. What we're actually doing to save some money is we're going in on a whole session with some other family members, and we get to split the cost so it's less expensive for us. And then on top of that, we're going to get some inexpensive frames from places like Hobby Lobby. We're going to get them printed at like Walgreens, which is inexpensive, put our pictures in there, and we're going to give out pictures to our family for Christmas, because that is inexpensive. It really doesn't cost that much, and it's thoughtful because people want pictures of family, especially because we got a almost 7th-month-old now. We got an almost 7th-month-old, and believe me, he's more popular than I ever felt. So the fact that people have pictures with him now is going to be very special, and it doesn't cost us very much at all, especially right now while we're trying to be trim on our budget personally. So I hope one of those 10 was very helpful to you. Let me know in the comments which one stuck out to you, or if you're going to do any of them. I hope it was really helpful. I hope you found some value here. Again, if you love the debt-free lifestyle, if you love the idea of being financially free, financially bulletproof, this is the place for you. Whether you're debt-free or not, we want you here. Go ahead, hit subscribe, hit the like button for me so that other people can find this video. I appreciate you guys so much, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.